On January 5th, 1945, Allied fighter planes dive on a German mail train grinding toward Linz, Austria. Bombs tear the cars apart. Mailbags burst open across the wreckage. But some of those bags never came from that train at all. They fell from the sky. So how did fewer than 24 people trick the German government into hand-delivering enemy propaganda through its own postal service?
The team behind this was tiny, just 21 people, working inside a unit called OSS Morale Operations. Their target was the entire Deutsche Reichspost, Germany's national mail system, with the Gestapo watching every suspicious envelope that crossed a desk. Leading the plan was Jan Libich, a Czech-born OSS operative who interviewed captured German postal workers for weeks, learning the tiniest details of how their system ran. He noticed something useful. German officials trusted paperwork. If a stamp, a postmark, and an address looked official, almost nobody questioned it.
Libich's idea was simple and audacious. Build fake German mailbags, identical down to the official markings, and fill them with forged letters. For addresses, OSS clerks combed pre-war phone directories and wartime newspapers, hunting for real German names and real German businesses to write to. Inside the envelopes went a forged newspaper called Das Neue Deutschland, painting the German high command as divided and crumbling from within. Some letters carried counterfeit postage stamps, Hitler's face quietly altered to resemble a bear skull. Late into the night, exhausted clerks hand-copied thousands of these addresses, letter after letter after letter. One small slip in that process was about to matter more than anyone realized. On the day of the first mission, bombers hit that mail train outside Linz, scattering real German letters across the tracks. Then, P-38 fighters from the 14th Fighter Squadron swept in low and dropped 8 bags of their own. 800 fake letters per bag, 3,800 pieces of forged mail mixed right in with the wreckage. German postal workers arrived to clean up, gathered every scattered bag they could find, real and fake alike, and processed them exactly like normal mail. Which meant nobody in Berlin had any idea the enemy was now inside their own delivery system. If you're enjoying stories the history books skip over, this is what this channel is built on, so stick around. Because it worked once, the OSS kept going. Mission after mission, always timed to a bombed mail train, always vanishing into the chaos of the wreck. By April 1945, they had flown 20 missions and dropped 320 mailbags, 96,000 forged letters across southern Germany and Austria. The Reichspost carried every one of them without asking a single question.
In a small Austrian town, a postal clerk sorts through recovered mail from a train wreck, checking return addresses out of habit. One name keeps catching his eye. A well-known finance company, its name spelled Cassenverein instead of the correct Kassenverein. He sees the same misspelling again and again. Dozens of envelopes, all supposedly from different senders, all carrying the identical typo. He opens one. Propaganda spills out. Word races up the chain to German police and the Gestapo within days. A single letter, copied wrong by one tired OSS clerk months earlier, does what German bombs and fighter planes never managed. It brings Operation Cornflakes down.
By the time it was shut down, Cornflakes had put 96,000 pieces of forged propaganda into German hands, and post-war interviews found at least 10,000 German soldiers who admitted running into it. Whether it dented German morale, nobody could ever prove. What it did do
was pour more chaos into a mail and transport system already collapsing under the weight of a dying war. And those skull-faced Hitler stamps didn't just end up on Austrian doorsteps. OSS Chief Wild Bill Donovan mailed a set to President Roosevelt, an avid stamp collector, who wrote him back a personal thank you note.
If you like your history with this much nerve behind it, subscribe, because Epic Past has a lot more where this came from. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what was the most unbelievable part of Operation Cornflakes for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts.